So I land in Vienna. I'm on the tarmac. It's like 3 hours ago now. And I pull my phone out to a ton of messages. And I find out as I'm on the tarmac in Austria that the Taylor Swift concert that I flew in for is canceled. Let me begin by saying that, like, I can see the forest for the trees. I can see the bigger picture. I'm so grateful that the Austrian police foiled the terrorist plot. I'm so grateful that everyone is safe. I understand that that is what matters. And I've been crying ever since I found out. And I actually think, like, the proper format for this content is that forced slide, like, if you ask me on a deeper level, or it would say, like, if you asked me how I felt about the Taylor Swift concert I flew to Austria for being canceled, I would say I was sad. But if you ask me on a deeper level, and that's what this video is, because I appreciate that there's some people who are going to be like, it's just a concert. And that's fine. You know, it's just my most listened to artist. It's just the artist who I, like, sing songs to, like, with my daughters for any mood, that we scream sing in the car or in the kitchen. It's just that the entry map to my home says, in this home we listen to Taylor's version. It's just that, like, I can tell you which album got me through what era of my life. It's just that I genuinely love her music. But it is more than that. So I actually kind of had to make this video because if you know me, you've seen any of the videos that I made over the past several weeks about the fact that I'm coming up on the 10-year anniversary of my son dying. And I'm struggling. And I wrote this little Nora Ephron movie for myself in my head. Where, like me, the girl who just works and takes care of everyone else, did something for herself. Just to be frivolous. Like, for months. Like, when people are like, is this your entire personality? Yes. My computer screensaver has been Vienna. So that when I'm working until 2 in the morning, I can be like, you know what? I work really hard. But in August, I'm going to go to Vienna just to see Taylor Swift. And even my clients are like, what is that? I'm like, it's Vienna, because in August, I'm going to fly to Austria to see Taylor Swift. People are like, what are you doing this summer? And I'll update them on my work and my girls, and I'll be like, and I'm going to Vienna to see Taylor Swift. And I'll be like, why are you doing that? And my answer is always like, because I never do anything for myself. I never spend any money on myself. I never do something like this. And I was feeling so proud of myself that I, like, was investing in myself. I was doing something just for me. I was doing something to ground myself. I have to be so candid with you that I'm actually so glad that I'm 38 when this is happening, because if I was in my 20s, I would be so embarrassed right now. I would want to hide out from the internet forever, because my Instagram stories over the past 24 hours, the first one is like me on an airplane. It's a picture, and there's like an overlay, and it's like just a girl who hasn't traveled internationally in over a decade. The last time that I flew somewhere with a passport, I was pregnant with Moses. And here I am doing something just for me, for no other reason than that I want to go see friends and Taylor Swift. And, like, I'm grateful because, again, in my 20s, I would be so embarrassed. I feel like such a jackass. Like, all I've talked about is, like, I'm going to see Taylor Swift, I'm going to see Taylor Swift, I'm going to see Taylor Swift. And now I'm not. Again, like, at this point in my life, I can see the bigger picture. As I've said, my daughters are 4 and 8. They're also big Swifties, and they also do everything together. So I didn't take them on this tour because my 4-year-old, I think, is just a little bit too young. But I've promised them the next time the Taylor tours, I'm taking them. So I will see Taylor Swift in concert again someday. I know I will. But the thing is that there's a hurt about it. And some of the things I talk about on social media is, like, there are just times when I feel like we could have some more empathy, because I can foresee the videos being like, it's just a concert, and they're not wrong. But for me, it was so much more. It was like, I'm really struggling, and I wanted to, like, take a moment to do something just for me. And to have that canceled in a whirlwind, like, it feels almost cruel. Like, I don't have, like, 3 weekdays that I just cut back on work. I don't have thousands of dollars that I just spend. I don't just go to the other side of the world. But I did it because I love Taylor Swift, and I wanted to go to the Eras tour here. And now I don't get to. And that feels really uncomfortable and really sad and really cruel and really mean. And I'm making this video so that if anyone else feels this way, ever, about this or anything else, you know, like, sometimes we feel really uncomfortable in our body and really sad when we have this whole plan in our head and we're proud of ourselves. Like, I was so proud of myself for spending money on myself and spending time on myself. And like, actually, it's like the Sarah Swift quote where she says, like, you know, the worst kind of people are people who make you feel bad about being excited about something. Like, I was so proud of myself that, like, I run a marketing agency. I'm like I have to be pretty, you know, professional. But on all of my calls, I've been like geeking out about how excited I was to see Taylor Swift. And I kind of loved that. I loved that girlhood moment for me, that I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to see Taylor Swift. I'm so excited. And to like allow myself to be that vulnerable and then have the concert not happen, it's really sad. All right, there's one thing I want to show you since you're hanging with me on this. So I mentioned my friend Jules, who was in Paris at the Olympics. Yes, you just saw my pajamas. PJ Salvage, they're so soft. Anyway, you want to talk about a real friend? She did not need to come to Vienna because she found out the concert was canceled while she was still in Paris, but I was in flight, and so she came anyway. I actually did get to see the Eras Tour once. I saw it in SoFi a year ago. My surprise songs were the first time she ever did XL featuring Crowd and Dress, which again is a Reputation girly, was a moment for me. And I got this shirt when I was there. And I exchanged this friendship bracelet. And I had just brought them because it felt right to me to have things for my first friend. I know it might even sound selfish to be like, why are you so upset that you're missing the Eras Tour when you saw it once? I, for different reasons, was in a very fragile place a year ago. And for me, it felt like, oh my God, like, you know, a year ago I went to SoFi and I manifested all of these things that I wanted for myself, and I saw Taylor Swift, and look at me, a year later I'm seeing her again, and it was like a check-in of like, oh my God, here's what I achieved. And obviously I had the first set, I didn't have the TTPG set. But I'm glad that I can surprise Jules, don't tell her, and have something for her. Because it's hard. I actually think it's hard as a grown-up to allow yourself to have that like unadulterated excitement and enthusiasm and this smile about something. And then when you can't do it, it makes you really sad. I actually cried in a lot of versions of this video that TikTok like deleted because it's not working with me. So hopefully this one goes through. The final point that I'll make is this. Look, she and I, we're going to drink some wine tonight, we're going to cry about it, and then tomorrow we're going to make the best of it. It actually is so fucking hard to be a make the best of it person, and that's what that feels particularly cruel, is that I'm like 362 days out of the year, whatever is thrown at me, waking up without my son, whatever everyone needs from me, I just make it work with this big smile on my face. And I was going to take 3 days in Austria to like be a whole person and go see Taylor Swift for no other reason than that I love her. And now I don't get to go. And I'm really sad about it. And I just want to say, like, you can be really sad about something like that, and it doesn't make you someone who cares any less about anything else in the world. I don't care any less about childhood hunger. I don't care any less about inequality. I don't care any less about things that I care about every single day. I don't care any less about my kids. I don't care any less about anyone in my life. And I can carve out space to be kind of sad that, like, I just wanted to be girlhood. I just wanted to be frivolous and go see Taylor Swift in Austria, and now I can't, and I'm sad about it. But I also felt like I needed to update you because all I've been talking about in my content is how excited I was.